Have you ever looked at the clock? Felt that pit in your stomach? It's 2 in the morning and you've barely made a dent in client work? You're not alone. Designers, illustrators, artists, drowning in revisions, juggling 5 projects at once, passion projects gathering digital dust. You think 1 more hour will fix it. But the problem isn't time. It's how you use it. More hours doesn't equal more progress. True productivity equals working smarter, not harder. Not another generic tip like use a calendar or drink more water. We go deeper. We dismantle the bad habits killing your efficiency and costing you money. Practical, actionable systems for creative entrepreneurs. Graphic designer wrestling with brand guidelines. UI designer perfecting a prototype. Photographer culling thousands of shots. Reclaim your time. Multiply your output. Rediscover the joy in your work. Build a business that serves your life, not the other way around. The myth of the perpetually busy creative is toxic. Burnout isn't a badge of honor. Busy doesn't equal productive. Busy, respond to every email the second it arrives. Productive, batch email into 2 focused blocks per day. This mindset shift is the first critical step. Ready to stop chasing the clock and make it work for you? Let's begin. Before we get going, subscribe, like, and hit the bell for more tips like this. Join our community of design entrepreneurs and never miss a strategy. We all know the tyranny of the to-do list. It's an endless, intimidating scroll of tasks that seems to grow longer no matter how much you cross off. It's a recipe for anxiety. I want you to flip the script. Start your day with a done list. Instead of focusing on the mountain of work ahead, you're going to celebrate what you've already accomplished. It's a simple psychological switch, but it's powerful. Seeing your wins stack up builds momentum and motivation. At the end of the day, you look at a list that says, "Look what I did," not "Look what I still have to do." This reframes your entire relationship with work, turning dread into a feeling of accomplishment and control. Now, let's pair this with a technique I call brain batching. As a creative, your brain operates in different modes. There's the deep focus creative mode, designing a logo, illustrating a character, editing a video. Then there's the shallow administrative mode, emailing, invoicing, scheduling. The biggest productivity killer is context switching, jumping between these different modes. Every time you switch, you pay a mental tax. To stop this, you need to batch your tasks by brain mode. Dedicate specific, uninterrupted blocks of time for creative work. Turn off your phone, close your email, and put up a sign if you have to. This is your sacred time. For example, a web designer could block out Monday morning for deep work on a homepage layout. No emails, no calls. Then, Monday afternoon is for administrative tasks, sending invoices, following up with leads, preparing for client meetings. Tuesday morning might be another deep work session for developing the UI kit, while the afternoon is for client calls and feedback sessions. You're creating a rhythm for your week. You're telling your brain, for the next 3 hours, we are only doing this one type of thinking. This allows you to achieve a state of flow, where your best ideas emerge and you produce high-quality work in half the time. This isn't just about scheduling, it's about respecting your own mental energy. Start this week. Identify your 2 primary brain modes and assign them to specific blocks in your calendar. Stick to it for 5 days and watch what happens. How many hours have you lost searching for a specific file? A font? That one perfect stock photo you downloaded 3 months ago? Your digital workspace is just as important as your physical one, yet most creatives treat their hard drives like a junk drawer. A messy digital environment creates friction, and friction is the enemy of flow. This is where a rock-solid file management system becomes a non-negotiable asset. It's not sexy, but it's the foundation of a 7 times more productive design business. This simple act of organization can save you dozens of hours over the course of a year. It's a system that works for you, freeing up mental bandwidth so you can focus on what you do best: creating. Stop letting digital chaos dictate your workflow. Beyond file organization, you must master the tools of your trade. I'm not just talking about knowing the basics of Photoshop, Figma. I mean, really master them. How many of you are still manually creating guides instead of using layout grids? How many are clicking through menus for an action you could execute with a simple keyboard shortcut? Every second you spend fumbling with your software is a second you're not designing. I challenge you to spend just 15 minutes a day learning a new feature or a set of shortcuts for your primary software. You are automating the repetitive parts of your process. The goal is to get the technical stuff out of the way as quickly as possible so you can spend more time in the creative zone. Your tools should be an extension of your mind, not an obstacle you have to fight against every day. Endless email chains, vague feedback, constant check-ins are silent killers of productivity. If you don't control the flow of communication, your clients will, and it will hurt your focus. Establish a clear, professional communication system from day one. Start with onboarding. Standardized welcome packet, dedicated client portal page, outline your process. Set communication expectations. Respond within 24 business hours. Define milestones and feedback rounds. This positions you as the expert. You teach clients how to work with you. Avoid messy email feedback. Centralize feedback in one place tied to visuals. Removes ambiguity. No, can you just nudge that thing to the left? Vague feedback equals endless revisions. Specific feedback equals faster approvals and happier clients. Schedule communication. Do not be available 24/7. It trains instant response expectations. Set office hours, calls, Tuesday and Thursday afternoons. Emails, 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. Put boundaries in the welcome packet. Most clients will respect them. Better work on time. You're being professional. Photographer mid-shoot can't answer long emails. It breaks concentration and lowers quality. Batch your client communication. Batch equals full attention to each task. This might be the most difficult hack to implement, but it is by far the most powerful. You must learn to say no. You need to say no to the wrong clients, wrong projects, wrong expectations. Every time you say yes to something that isn't aligned with your goals, you are implicitly saying no to an opportunity that is. Saying no also applies to scope creep, the silent killer of project profitability and timelines. This is when a client asks for just one more thing that wasn't in the original agreement. Without a firm process, these small requests can quickly spiral out of control, adding hours of unpaid work to your plate. Your initial proposal and contract are your shield. They must clearly define the deliverables and the number of revision rounds included. When a client asks for something extra, you don't have to have an awkward confrontation. You can simply and professionally refer back to the agreement and say, "I'd be happy to help with that. It falls outside our original scope, so I can put together a separate quote for that additional work." How does that sound? This protects your time, your profitability, and your sanity. It sets a professional boundary and reinforces the value of your work. Every animator, illustrator, and designer has experienced the pain of a project that never seems to end because the scope was never locked down. Learning to say, "That's a great idea for phase 2, is a superpower. It allows you to protect the integrity of the current project while also creating an opportunity for future work. Remember, good fences make good neighbors, and clear contracts make great client relationships. Protect your creative energy fiercely because no one else will do it for you. We've covered a lot of ground. We've talked about ditching the to-do list for a done list, batching your brainpower, organizing files, mastering software, controlling client communication, and the courage to say no. These aren't just theories, they are battle-tested tactics from the front lines of the creative industry. They are the building blocks of a business that is not just profitable, but sustainable and fulfilling. Thanks for watching. If you found value in this video, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with a fellow designer who needs a boost. Now check out these other videos, or if you're ready to take things to the next level, head over to thedesignlemonade.com to sign up for more exclusive content.